the last episode of this show in the 2010 decade. 2020 is upon us, folks, so I'd like to thank you for your support in the last few years whilst I've been doing this channel and this show specifically. So, for the final time this decade, like the video, comment down below the last word for the game you were at this weekend, and here we go, one last time, in here. The last word! A summary of my feelings about the last game of the decade for Dunfermline. What a way to end 2019 and this decade. We started off the decade with moments like Martin Hardy against Raith Rovers.
Get him back, Raith! Get him back! That's never 10 years!
Ending the decade with moments like Ian Flanagan scoring for the penalty spot and a 3-1 run for Alloa.
Score for Alloa, number 11, Ian Flanagan.
That's it. That's my thoughts. Alloa continue to be our bogey team, and from now on, I will be expecting us to lose against Alloa at East End Park. Brilliant. Last word, accepting it. Usually, I'd talk about the football on this show, but on Saturday night, a clip from my vlog was brought to light, and on that front, I'll say this. If it is indeed a racial slur that was heard behind me in the shed on Friday night, then you have no place in Scottish football and society. I have no idea why people go to football with the sole intention to say things like that, but for some reason they do, and it has to stop. It's just simply nowhere near funny. Kick racism out of football and society, and as I said just about a week or so ago, get in the bin. Last word, disgusting. Surprise result? You're bloody right, sir. Pretty much everyone in their dug was expecting a Motherwell win here in the Lanarkshire Derby, so we yet have another case study as to why never to bet on football matches. However, I was very impressed with Hamilton. They took it to Motherwell in a way that I just simply didn't think they had players capable of doing it. It was some performance to end 2019 in the ideal game to do it in. Ben from Only Ackies was included earlier this week in a video previewing the game, and then I also included him in the vlog where he got the score prediction correct, the only one to do so. So I thought, who better than to choose the last word for this weekend's game between Motherwell and Hamilton. So here it is.
Last word. Unexpected.
Unexpected, indeed. Around about a month ago, on the last word, I said to Livingston fans and Livyboy2603 in particular that they needed to just start believing in their Livingston team just a bit more. Here, Livyboy2603, Dylan, you need to start having some faith in your Livingston boys. Well, this weekend's result backed up my point even more. Livingston 2, Hibernian 0. Despite the fact that Livingston have less points than they did last season, they sit 2 positions higher than this time 365 days ago. And I mean, being in the top 6 of the Premiership at the end of the 2010 decade, come on, there's barely been a better time to be a Livingston fan. Last word, I told you so. One result I cannot say I told you so about though, was this one. Celtic 1, Rangers 2. The first time since 2010 that Rangers have gone to Celtic Park and came away with all 3 points. Steven Gerrard absolutely loved the celebrations at the final whistle, and why on earth shouldn't he? These Old Firm games are always going to go a long way to telling who eventually goes on to lift that title, and despite the fact that Celtic are still sitting first in the league, that game in hand for Rangers and the final Old Firm game at Ibrox is bound to have a massive say. Last word, significant. Aside from the on-pitch antics, check the guy giving it big licks off of it. You never stop giving me justification for having you in Bobag FC, do you, pal? I'll be completely honest with you here. I don't need to be talking about this game this weekend. I'm only talking about them because I made such a big deal out of the top 4 in League 1 all throughout the month of December that I just feel like I really need to talk about them now, especially since they all played each other this weekend. A 1-1 draw doesn't exactly do either team many favours, except keep them in the promotion mix for another weekend. But they're both still just a few points off the top of the league as it stands, so the second half of the season should be really tasty. Last word, anticipation. There's been a few derbies that we've spoken about in this video, and now we're moving across to Fife as we go and talk about the game between East Fife and Raith Rovers that finished East Fife 3, Raith Rovers 5. And what a game this one was. Derby day, winner goes top of the league, 8 goals and wild celebrations in the stands. I'm not going to lie, no matter how much there is a rivalry between us and the wee team, I want them back in the same league as us now. So hopefully that can happen next season. We stay in the Championship because we're probably not good enough for the Premiership, and Raith come up. They're top of the league as it stands just now, just less than 5 months to go. Come on lads, do it for us. Last word, halfway there. Another derby which had its fine share of moments in it. This time, it's one of the Angus derbies. Forfar 2, Montrose 3. With a 90th minute winner for the away side, allowing them to take all 3 points away from Station Park. Stuart Petrie is the current gaffer at Montrose, and I do understand that he's signed contracts recently that now tie him to the club for a good few years, but if the Dunfermline job eventually does become available, then should he be a candidate? I think so. Last word, working wonders. Just 3 points outside the promotion playoffs as well. Not bad going, eh? These two just keep battling it out at the top end of League 2. It really is relentless stuff. I just can't see many slip-ups for either team before the next time they play each other, which happens to be on Valentine's Day weekend at the Balmoral Stadium, home of Cove Rangers, the battle for first place in League 2. It's a brilliant title race and a very good advert for Scottish League 2. I still have Cove Rangers to eventually go on and win the league, but in football, you never know. When they face off next, Saturday, February 15th. Last word, showdown. It was 2 good away wins for both the Doonhamers and the Red Lichties this past weekend. The 3 points for both sides means they now sit on the same points as the mighty Dunfermline Athletic, and could move into the promotion playoffs as early as next weekend if they win and results go their way. Coon of the South are doing decent, but we all know that Arbroath are just pulling the rabbit out the hat each and every single week. Cracking results this weekend for both teams. Last word, superb. A 2-1 run for Partick Thistle here against Morton. However, how about Manpreet getting chucked out from the stadium before the game after his antics in the last game, but then managing to watch the game from the hill behind one of the Morton goals from outside the stadium? Scottish football, never change. Aside from the funny side of things, it's a cracking win for Partick Thistle, and one that sees them leapfrog Morton into Championship safety. The fans love Ian McCall, and they've made it to January where they can make changes to their team, and I imagine that's something that Ian McCall will be delighted by. Last word, they made it. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. Last episode of The Last Word in this wee setup. It's an emotional time. Like the video if you enjoyed it, comment down below the last word for the game you were at this weekend, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be officially the last one in this setup, we'll see you then. Cheers, guys.